Did you get wrapped up in the hype that is happening for Final Fantasy XIV like somebody in the womb? Or are you someone who also just waiting for more content to appeal inside of PSO or any other MMO and just seemed like a good time to hop on in like somewhere in the womb? Well, today this video is for you because I'm going to go over 5 of the most important tips that you need to know as a brand new Final Fantasy XIV player to at least get you started within the game. And if you find that video helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you do the like, favorite, subscribe, do the thumbs up, hit the bell, and of course, check out membership below. And with that, let's discuss some Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV have a few things you need to keep in mind before you actually start creating your character inside of 14. The main one offhand, the game don't exactly work on just specifically servers. They work in 2 ways. We do have our normal server, and also we have an option here on the main menu called a data center. You want to go ahead and before you create your character, you want to head on over into the data center here and you will see a list of a few things. We of course have our data center for North America, Europe, and Japan as well, and each of these are broken up into different centers. These are the option you're going to pick. That way you will then, once you get to creating your character, you will be able to pick the servers that are tied to that data center. As you can see, if we go ahead and come to Primal here, you will see we have a handful of servers, and each of these have different ones. And here where you can pick what region you want to play in, as well as see what server is in that data center. So if you're looking for a very specific server and you want to play with your friends, this is how you pick where you can create your character. So once you go ahead and pick whatever one you want to do, you want to go ahead and hit conform, and it will take you straight into your character selection screen. And from here, we're going to go ahead and let's just make a new character. I'm going to go ahead and lower appearance here, just so this will go fairly quick here. But once you actually save your character, you can go ahead and go through all the settings here, and then once you get a pet or whatever class you want to play, you will have an option here, which is the game itself will automatically pick a server for you of what they think is best, depending on the population at the moment. But if you just want to actually manually pick it, you're going to go ahead and select another, and from here you can go ahead and pick whatever server is available to you at any given moment. Just know with the population, the servers are kind of up and down all over the place. So it might be a little difficult to figure out where your character can be created. But if you need any more help on how to actually select the server and to keep track of when the server you want to pick become available to you, there is a very good way to do this. Which by going over to the official website for Final Fantasy and heading on over into the Lodestone War Data, you can see a list of all the servers for your region, and you can also pick the region at the top here. And you can see if the server you want to play on does have the ability to create characters on it or not, and that'd be a good way to do some planning. But just know, once you actually have your character created, if you can't pick the server you originally wanted because you just can't get into it, or you just don't want to wait around for the server to become available, there is a way around this once you have your character created. And once you got your character made and you inside the game itself, you're going to be stumbling across the thing called Etherite. There will be a quest to have you attuned to these, which you pretty much think of them like your home point or where you would teleport back to freely without charge. And you want to head on over to one of the Etherite, and by clicking on it, you will see an option here, which is visit another world server. And from here, you can go ahead and instantly pick any of the servers that are available to you inside your data center. So as you can tell, don't really matter what server you pick, because at the end of the day, you can go ahead and change it on the fly. And my net tip is how to recognize the distance between all the quests and what you can and cannot take, and which one you need to be focusing on at least starting off anyway. Obviously, the main thing you want to pay attention to is, of course, your main campaign quests or main scenario quests. These quests you will know as being a part of the main, as you see above this guy head. If you see a circle with fire in it, or around it I should say, them are your main scenario. And if you see it with a check mark in it, that means that quest is ready to be turned in and to continue on with the main scenario quests. And then our next quest type are the round exclamation marks that have a lock and highlight in red. These are quests that you cannot take at the time because your level is not high enough, but once you actually talk to the NPC, you will get a pop-up letting you know what level you need to be to actually take part in the quests. So keep in mind which ones are available and come back to them later. And our next quest here is the one with a blue exclamation mark with a plus next to it. These are quests that will unlock a new gameplay mode. Might it be a different class, might it be a new ability or a new activity that you can do inside of Final Fantasy. A lot of this stuff is optional stuff and stuff you probably don't need to worry about too heavily, with a few exceptions. But nonetheless, these are how you tell who you need to talk to unlock new game modes with inside of Final Fantasy. And then our next one is, of course, that wonderful dude here with the golden exclamation mark. These quests are totally 100% of just side activities that are just there to get you some money, some loot, and some experience. But since, at least in Around Reborn anyway, when you are starting off, they have ended up updating the game where the game will work a lot faster and not really a need to do the quests really at all, to be totally honest. So in return, you can pretty much just ignore these without you just want to do it for the actual guild, or if you want to go ahead and just do these on different quests to help level it up a little faster. But for your full playthrough on your main quests, not really anything to worry about at the moment. And my net tip come all back to the Etherite heal. So, as I stated before, not only can you need to teleport between servers, but these are indeed your home point. So anytime you see these, make sure you click on them. That way you will actually restore to them, and you will be able to teleport back at any point, as well as getting it available in a list. That way you can go ahead and pay some guild and instantly travel around anywhere in the game that you have found, and you have attuned to these. And then we have the Ethernet Shard. These are a little bit smaller version of the giant crystal, and by collecting these, which you will find mainly inside of cities, they pretty much work as a miniature teleporter to get you around to different parts of the city you are in. And they are very handy if you are trying to get somewhere very, very quickly inside of a city. And my net tip have to do with the classes / job system inside of Final Fantasy XIV. Say you started off as a class that you thought you were going to enjoy, but after playing it for a little while, you will like it. Not exactly your cup of tea, and you want to try something new. It does have a little bit of requirement, but it's still simple to do. So first of all, you do have to play whatever class you picked up to level 10, and once you get to level 10, you will unlock the ability to take other classes on. These are fairly simple to take part in. All you have to do here is go ahead and, by bringing up your map, look around and figure out where is the guild hard for whatever quest you want to be changing into. And from here, you can go ahead and figure out where it is and head on over to it. You will know what it looked like because they will always have a symbol of whatever class it is. And it will also always say the name of the class over the symbol, such here as Lancer Guild. And as far in Gardania, we also have the Conjuring Guild as well. And you just need to go there. And once you're there are usually a person behind the counter in each of these places. You will talk to them. Once again, they will have like a blue symbol above their head, like we talked about in the quest part of that video. But you will know that who you need to talk to by that symbol. Talk to them and pretty much do what they say, and you can go ahead and unlock a new class. And once you have a new class unlocked here, It's as simple as literally just changing your weapon or changing your item, and then you will instantly become that class. And my final tip for new players here is of course tied to food. Food is a very important thing in the, especially since food will give you different type of bonuses as well as extra experience bonus for 30 minutes at a time. You usually can get these in one or two ways. Either you can become a cook by joining the cooking guild and start making your own food, or you can go ahead and inside any major city, you can find you a shopkeeper that will actually sell your food, and you would know who they are usually because their stands will usually have food on them. And when you go ahead and talk to them, you can go ahead and pick up, well, some food for a fairly cheap heal. As you can see, not that expensive, and will give a 3% bonus to all your billion game for 30-minute timer. And of course, these can be added up or stacked to give you any more time up to 60 minutes by eating two of the food. And go out there and get you that extra 3% of billion, which don't seem like a lot, but it will add up over time. And there you have it. There is 5 tips as a brand new Final Fantasy player that will help you out and hopefully get you off on the right foot here as you level up inside of Final Fantasy 14. And if you have any more tips or want to see another tip video or want to recommend some tips, feel free to jump down in the comment below and let us all know what would you do as a brand new player to help out, well, new players. And if you have found that video helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you like, favorite, subscribe, hit all the bells below. Also, feel free to check out membership, which you can join for as low as 99 cents and help pay my internet bill and get you some wonderful emotes and other little add-ons. And if you want to support everything I am doing here on YouTube, be sure to check out patreon.com/Maconn. Well, you can get any more goodie. And with that, that will go ahead and do it for me, and I will see you all in the comments.
Luna here. Thanks go out to everyone that feed me. Kyle Blower, Matador 428, Sepian Underground, Zatharish Hyperion Tail. Join membership at VIP Arcs level or Patreon at VIP Arcs level for the shouted out by me the best cat. Luna.